Is 102.7 WMOM and Hot Country Hits 99.9. Chris here with you. We're going to go live on our country station and Mom FM in just a matter of seconds and talk with Keith Kuczynski, who is on with us. Keith, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How you doing, Chris?
Doing okay. Let's go ahead and go on our country station right now. Hot Country Hits 99.9, home of your new country and your all-time favorites. Let's also bring in Mom FM. So we're on multiple platforms this morning, and we'll do that with just a click of a mouse because we're going to add YouTube to this too. So there we go. Keith, we are on Mom FM. We're on Hot Country Hits 99.9. We are on our YouTube channel. We're on our Facebook pages, and we're glad to be able to connect with you this morning. Good morning to you, by the way.
Good morning.
Yeah, and if you are not familiar with Keith Kuczynski, Keith is the band director for LHS. And when you wear the title of band director, what does that mean? Is it just one group of kids, or is it multiple? Because I know, like at the sporting events, you're up there with O Funk and all that too, right?
Yeah, correct. We've got five different parts of our program. So concert band, marching band, jazz band. You got soul and ensemble. So that it depends on the time of year and the function that we're at. But yeah, a lot of different aspects of the program.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're glad to be connecting with you this morning because we've got West Shore Bank's Rhythm and Dunes concert coming up. The first one later this month, the second one at the beginning of August. And it's an opportunity for us to be able to, as a community, come together and support these kids, support the band in so many different ways. Because, and I know over the years we've talked about this, it gets expensive when we've got sports and we've got clubs and organizations, and it's no different. There's uniforms and equipment and instruments and everything like that, right?
Correct. Yeah, nothing's getting cheaper. And Rhythm and Dunes has really provided some incredible opportunities for our kids. They really look forward to it year long.
Yeah. We are looking forward to you kind of kicking things off for the second show that will be on August 2nd. And we see that this concert series from West Shore Bank benefits MCE, MCC, and Ludington
That's right.
because no matter if you're a rural community school or if you have a bigger program, the cost is still the cost, right?
Yep, exactly.
You've been doing this for how many years with the band? What's your history there? If we can put you in a spotlight for a
Yeah.
moment.
I moved back from Arizona in 2012, so I've been here since then, and it's just been absolutely incredible being part of this community. So it's about I think it's my 14th year going into school here.
Somebody's going to ask you, and I'm sure they have over the years, what inspires you to do this? I know that's kind of a softball question, but I'm telling you, once you get into this and it gets into your blood,
Mhm.
this is what you love, right?
Yeah, it's Chris, it's funny you asked that question this morning because this year's show is kind of a full circle show for me because we're playing a show that I remember listening to this song as a kid, driving through Manistee with my dad, and it's "We Built This City." So I just remember that, and then
Yeah,
we're playing it in the fall. So
that's cool.
I everybody's affected by music in one way or another. If I always use the example of imagine going to the movies and not hearing a soundtrack. It's just such a big part of our experience, and I'm so excited to, like you were asking, the I think the hook initially was set in experiencing it myself, like performing in parades in Petoskey
Mhm.
and going to competitions and all that sort of thing. So being a part of it is something that I wanted. I knew that I wanted to do this for quite some time. So yeah.
Well, we're proud to have you as part of that because you do see the level of experience, the level of
Mm.
excitement that the kids, when you have all of these, and I think it's important to put that out there too. You have all of these students that are there in front of the stage, right there at eye level with those that have brought out their chairs, and it's summertime. So, just thinking about that idea that sometimes you and the kids, they need that break, but they're dedicated, aren't they?
Very much, very much so.
Yeah, I think it's great. Let's talk a little bit, if you don't mind, about the and I've always been curious about this, and if you don't mind,
Mhm.
kind of sharing this a little bit. Uh, you can't, as a band or band director, every year do the same set because you have a lot of people that come out for the events, and I would assume that you like to have some current interaction there. Some of the songs that might be out current, or even challenge the kids to maybe go a little deeper on this song or that song. What's the background like? Do you mind sharing that, sort of your philosophy when it comes to picking the songs and the why, and kind of bring us into this year's selection?
Well, I think when you pick songs for a marching band, um, you have to see if it transfers well, because some songs, Metallica was a big one this year that they wanted bands to play their music, and playing heavy metal marching band, you got to mean it. You got to get into this music. So sometimes, Chris, it's not necessarily just the music, but teaching the performers how to display that style,
Yeah.
and how to encapsulate like that sort of playing. So each tune provides different opportunities for learning, and the kids really, you know, they're really open to learning styles that if they listen to country, then they're open to rock. If they open to rock, they'll play some funk. So it's really cool to see them experience all of the forms. So that we really try, and that's one thing we try and do too, is really balance out so that they get a good mix of music too. So.
Mhm. I wonder what those conversations are
Mhm.
like when you have a group of students in front of you, and you recommend maybe a song. Hey, let's learn this. Let's play this, and you get some pushback. What is that like, or does that happen? I guess.
Man, eat your vegetables. That's all. There's rarely something that I'll put in front of the kids that I haven't really looked into myself.
Yeah.
So if I know it's good for them, I just give it a second. Like,
Yeah.
this is good for you. But at the same time, that goes both ways, and they'll come up to me with the tune. I'm like, I don't know,
Mm.
and they're like, Mr. K, just listen to it for a little bit. So that provides opportunities to build relationships with kids, which is really cool, and learning their music, because apparently I'm old now, so
No, it's all right.
I'm trying to learn their music too. So
Yeah. If I remember right, the band camps happen
Mhm.
around that time.
Correct.
Is that something that we're gonna see, where they come from band camp that previous week, or even I think it's sometimes been the week of band camp?
Yeah, you're spot on, Chris. We start July 28th, that Monday, and so when we perform on Rhythm and Dunes, that'll be our 6th day in a row, which
Yeah.
is by design.
Yeah.
But that allows us to prep for the fall with football games and everything, and that's just a whole nother exciting chapter. So,
Yeah.
yep.
What do you want and if you're just joining us, we're talking with Keith Kuczynski, the band director for Ludington area schools. And is it just the high school, or do you dip into to the lower grades a little bit with your interaction?
Usually just the high school for Rhythm and Dunes performances. Yep.
Okay. But on the flip side,
Mhm.
sometimes we've seen that students that graduated in the last couple of years, some alumni come back and play. I
Absolutely.
think that has to be exciting for them too, right?
Yeah, it's exciting for them, especially as that age gap widens. A lot of times you'll see with families where you have siblings that are able to be in an activity together for the first time, and that's really special. So,
Yeah.
having everybody back and playing. Yeah, I'm a little bit biased, Chris, but just that venue where this concert is held, Rhythm and Dunes, that time of year, our community, it's amazing. It
Yeah.
really is. It's so incredible. So.
It is, and thanks to the team at West Shore Bank, they've been putting this on year after year, and Waterfront Park it's a great venue. When you look out from your advantage point and you see, thousands of people, and you have that audience there, and the breeze off of the lake. it has to be kind of one of those moments that you appreciate, but also hopefully the students get a chance to take in. Or are they? I mean, are they just nervous? What is that like in the few minutes before taking that moment and playing for those thousands of people?
I think it's with, like you said, West Shore Bank does an incredible job creating this event. Deborah Kennard, Margaret Carney, and of course Ray Biggs and the whole crew. They work on this tirelessly, and a lot of times it's student centered. What can we do better for the students?
Mhm.
When they get on stage, Chris, there's not a whole lot of nerves anymore. I think because especially since we have camp that week prior.
Yeah.
They're ready to perform. They're ready to show what they've got and just enjoy the concert. So they really truly love it.
You mentioned a couple of the selections that we'll be able to hear. Take us through. You don't have to give all of it away, but is there anything else that we can highlight this morning for the audience?
I'll give away the show. It doesn't have a title yet for the fall, but we're gonna open up with we're doing a song from the '70s, the '80s, and the '90s, and we're gonna open up with "We Built the City" by Starship, which is just a wonderful '80s tune,
It's
and
awesome.
then we're gonna play Bobo O'Reilly from the Who, and then we're gonna close with "My Own Worst Enemy" by Lit from the '90s, and of course we'll have a percussion feature in there as well. But then we'll play some stuff by like Chicago. We'll do some Beyonce. We'll do some, just a whole lot of different things to get the crowd pumped up before the concert for sure.
Awesome. Any particular students that we want to chat about this morning that you'll be able to highlight? Maybe some of their vocals, maybe their instruments that they play. Anything that we can talk about this morning?
I think right now we do have some. This year, Chris, I'm seeing the best leadership I've ever seen.
Hmm.
And so, even as we were leaving last night and watching that storm roll over, hopefully a couple people saw how
Yeah.
incredible that was. We were prepping, and I think because the leadership is so strong, we're really making sure that every kid and every member has an opportunity to bring their best to the organization. So all these kids are 75 strong, and they're absolutely incredible. So
I think that's great.
yeah,
Again, if you're just joining us, and Keith, we have a couple more minutes with you, if that's okay, before
absolutely.
you start your day. Uh, we've mentioned West Shore Bank a few times during this segment, and it's so important to highlight that they put on these concerts not just from the entertainment standpoint, but for an opportunity for the community to bring cash and donate into the water the 5 gallon water jugs that the band will be circulating throughout the audience. There's the online opportunity for people to go to West Shore Bank's website right now and donate.
Wonderful.
And at the end of the day, how has that affected the band over the years? What's the benefit been like?
You said a couple minutes, Chris. We could talk for a half hour. I tell you, the opportunities that are present now because of this program it's for instance, tomorrow in the parade we'll be marching, and we have a brand new sousaphone, and that's directly from this.
Yeah.
So, and each of those are about $5,000 each. So, new instruments, lessons, master classes and clinics, musicians coming in. I've been able to scholarship kids to Blue Lake Fine Arts Camp, and just this concert serves so many kids, and they absolutely love the part of getting donations and meeting people and walking around and dancing with those jugs. So, if you see those kids during the concert, flag them down and throw them a dollar or two. And I tell you what, they put it to good use, and they're incredible students. So,
That's great. There's a lot of dedication that you see, and that you don't see as well.
for
That
sure.
the behind the scenes, absolutely. It is West Shore Banks Rhythm and Dunes concerts. They have two coming up, and we'll put a link to West Shore Banks the Rhythm and Dunes concerts on our website. But we've got Saturday, July 26th. with Monsters of Yacht. And then you have Saturday, August 2nd, which you'll be kicking things off with, and that's Klay N The Mud, lighting up the stage there. And it's a great event. I'm proud to be able to be the MC again this year. And when I get a chance to, and it's pretty neat. From my perspective, we introduce the band, and then I'm off to the side of the stage. Oh, your lights there.
Yeah,
It's right. We've been talking so long, it
that's all
happens.
right, Chris. We're doing okay. So
Absolutely. Well, and each year after introducing the band, I'm off to the side of the stage and kind of looking at my notes, trying to get ready and prepare for the next part of the concert to introduce the main act and such. But when looking at the band from where I'm standing on the side of the stage, and then the faces in the crowd, and seeing those that stand up, because a lot of times we'll ask, "Have you been in band
yeah,
before?"
yeah,
Or and the connection
mm,
is incredible, and I think it's so important. If you don't mind just sharing your thoughts on the arts in general in the Ludington area,
yeah.
uh, I would assume it's pretty high on your list, and you're pretty proud of what's happening.
Absolutely. With the high school with theater and choir and band, it's just phenomenal. And both Elliot Plummer and Chris Plummer do a fantastic job. So, if you're a student or a family that's looking to potentially relocate, like Ludington's a great spot. And no matter what your passion is in the arts, there's something that you can do that will fulfill that. So, and not only here at Ludington, but of course West Shore with Ted Ball, it's phenomenal out here. Um, and the other thing too is that like with this program and with Rhythm and Dunes, it's just an incredible way to serve the community and give back and actually see that. One of the things I'll tell the kids is that you never know when you could go and play and be up on stage and you could be the main act. So there's a former student right now he just got done touring with a very very famous jazz artist, and he
Mhm.
was on a cruise. And so they see that there's a lot of potential for their artistry and stuff like that, which is cool.
Absolutely. Embracing it, and things can happen after high school, college, and it takes talented leaders, and I say this, like you and the others that you mentioned, that help lead the way. So we appreciate what you do, and we want to make sure we highlight that on the segment this morning. We can't wait to have you open things up on August 2nd. Yep, absolutely. And for the community, this is the part where we ask them to, put this on the calendar, put the sticky note on the refrigerator. You could even go to West Shore Bank's website in advance and start donating today if you can't make it that weekend. And it all
Absolutely.
helps a great cause. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. Keith, I will let you with the last word. Have the last word if you don't mind. Is there anything that we missed chatting about that you want to express to the community this morning?
We got a lot of it covered. I would say just, if you don't have plans for those 2 weekends, put them in your calendar right now, because it's more than just a small concert. This is a huge event. And the music that they bring in is wonderful. The food, the environment, it's not just one thing. So it's a big kind of end of summer celebration type thing. So
Absolutely.
definitely check out Ludington if you have not before, and come support our student musicians as well.
Yeah, and you don't have to eat before you go. You're right. The
Right.
the food vendors are amazing. Bring your chair,
Right.
and or get ready to dance. Make sure you got your dancing shoes on and all of that. But
For sure.
uh, yeah, most importantly, it's such a great cause, and thanks to West Shore Bank for
Absolutely.
continuing this
Absolutely.
tradition. So many years of it. And thank you, by the way, Keith, for joining us this morning.
Oh,
We appreciate you as well.
Yep, anytime.
You got it. Stand by for a second as we reconnect our stations for more music as and news and weather. Actually, as we are in the 9 o'clock hour or 8 o'clock hour now, here on Mom FM and Hot Country Hits 99.9. We'll do that and make sure that you follow that link. We'll put that in the comment section on our YouTube, our Facebook pages as well for Rhythm and Dunes presented by West Shore Bank here on Mom FM.